Hey everyone, it's Sogami here, and today I'm going to be ranking every single Escape the Night survivor. In preparation for the movie, I decided to watch the series all over again, and I realized that I do have thoughts on each of the survivors, and why not talk about them? So this list only has 8 entries because I'm not counting any of Joey's survival. I'm only counting the 2 people that survived alongside him. If y'all would like a ranking video where I rank each Joey from each season of the show, I would love to do that. But for now, we have the 8 survivors that survived each season alongside Joey, or in Season 2's case, not really. But of course, with that mentioned, huge spoiler warning for all 4 seasons of Escape the Night. There will be a link down in the description of each of the seasons. So if you haven't watched them, I highly suggest it. Anyone that knows me knows that I love this show. And I'm very excited for the new miniseries, movie, whatever is coming out on Tubi in a couple days. Or I guess when I'm posting this, tomorrow. So let's get into our list with 8th place and our last spot on this list. The Duchess gets 8th place / last place on this list because I really did not like this character. Honestly, all I remember that she did was whine and complain throughout the entire season. I can't remember a single time she was helpful throughout the entirety of season 4, and somehow she was revived when nobody else but Joey wanted her to come back to life. He was the only one that wanted her, and I do remember it's because they were in like an alliance, because everybody was like, what the heck, Joey, like why would you bring us back here? We're just gonna die again. And Colleen was like the only one on his side, so they kind of formed like an alliance, and it was like, why bring her back? A lot of them wanted Tana back, and I do get that she couldn't come back because of course like she was out filming her own stuff or going to an award show or something, I think. But Tana couldn't come back, but it's also like there were so many better options that could have come back. Like, we could have given Justine another shot because she immediately died and she didn't even get to prove herself again. So I just think there were better options to bring back than Colleen. I don't think she deserved to survive season 4. A little brief reminder, I guess this would be my first time saying it, but this is not ranking them on how much I like them as a person. This is only ranking them based on how I think they performed during that season. And I do think she performed the worst. And now let's go on to number 7.
My name is Andrea Russick. I am the Mystic.
The Mystic gets 7th place on this list, and honestly, I can't remember a single thing that she did that was helpful. It's kind of the same as our last placement, because at least I never felt like the Mystic was ruining the show, or like ruining any of the challenges or anything like that while she was there. It just felt like she was just kind of a floater and in the background, and somehow she survived. I do think there was times that she was helpful, but it was mostly when she was like forced into that position. Like when she went into the vampire's den in, I think it was the 1st or 2nd episode, and she like went to tell the answer to the question, but it was also like she didn't really have to do anything. She just had to pretend to be a vampire. It really didn't prove anything. And then I remember her holding the compass at some point. That's all that I remember her doing. So I don't really think she deserved to survive. I think there were some way better options than her. Let's go on to number 6.
The party's here.
The Playboy gets my 6th spot, and it is mostly because I'm just really mixed about how I feel on him surviving. I don't think he was a bad guest by any means. He did help a lot, but I just am very conflicted about a new person coming in and winning the All-Star season. Like, the All-Star season is supposed to be about the people that failed in the past, giving them another chance to make it out. But it's like, he's a completely new guest here. He's not really an all-star. I'm just very conflicted about a person who isn't an all-star winning the all-star season. I don't think he wasn't helpful, but it's also like still very mixed about how I feel about him winning. And like that's about why he's in the lower tiers. But I'm not saying he was a bad guest, it's just that it was the all-star season and I still feel like 2 previous guests that perished should have won. Now let's go on to 5th place. I do think it is a little controversial putting the Troublemaker down this low on the list in 5th place, but I have my reasons. I think for the one before this one, and the one after this, I do think these survivors were good survivors. I do just think there were way better options in the seasons they were in. I'm not saying the Troublemaker wasn't helpful. I'm not saying that she did nothing. It's just also there were way better options for who could have survived, and I feel like it should have been one of those. instead of her. I will say, I don't think the Troublemaker was completely useless. I do just think during season 3, there were better people who did way better and who were way more memorable that I do think deserve to survive that season. And that's, again, how I feel about the one before this one, and the one after this one. So why don't we go to number 4?
I am Tyler Oakley. I am the Thespian.
Like I said in the entries before this one, I don't think the Thespian, our number 4 spot, was a bad choice to win. I do think he helped a lot, but it is just that there were way better options for who could have won than him. Although I do think that Thespian was helpful and he helped a lot, I don't think he was the best choice, let alone part of the best duo of survivors. So why don't we go on to our top 3, starting with number 3.
I'm Ollie White, and I am the Big Game Hunter.
Our number 3 spot is taken by the Big Game Hunter. When I rewatched this season, I realized he was a lot more helpful than I thought. I always thought he was kind of in the vein of the Mystic, where he didn't really do anything, but he was just able to like coast by and get to the finale that way. But I looked back when I was rewatching it, and I was actively looking for what these people were doing that was really helpful. And the Big Game Hunter actually helped a lot more than I remembered. And he was super helpful throughout the entirety of season 1. So I do think he deserves this number 3 spot. I just think there were 2 ones that were better than him. So why don't we go on to number 2? In my second place spot, I have put the Detective. I don't think anyone is going to argue with me about these top 2 because they are easily the best survivors in the entirety of Escape the Night. The Detective takes number 2 because I do think there was one survivor who I would have preferred over him. If they were a duo, they would have been unstoppable, and that is the investigative reporter. I do think she helped out so much during season 3. So did the detective, but I always felt like the investigative reporter did more than him and got less credit for it. Even though I really enjoyed the detective and he did really well, I do think there was one survivor who I would have liked more from that season to have survived, and I would have loved them as a duo, but I would have liked if the investigative reporter also survived. Sadly, he gets number 2, which is still really good. He is still one of my favorite survivors, but I do think he's beat just a little by my number 1 pick.
I'm Ava. My character is the journalist.
My number 1 pick is the journalist, and I think she 100% deserved to survive season 1. She was easily the most helpful survivor throughout the entirety of the season. Everyone knew she was gonna make it out of there because she was so helpful. She always helped whenever she could, no matter if it was hard. She was always willing to go into a challenge to save someone. She was an amazing survivor, super helpful, super amazing throughout the entirety of season 1, and she is easily the best survivor in my eyes. Like, I don't think there is a single person from season 1 that I could say deserved it more than she did, and that's why she takes number 1. But what are your guys' thoughts? Leave your rankings of the survivors in the comments below while I go to the outro. Thank you so much for watching my video all the way till the end. If you enjoyed, which I assume you have if you made it to the end, why not leave a like, a comment, maybe subscribe? I do want to do some more Escape the Night related videos in the future, so if you all like this, recommend some more things for me to cover from the series, and thank you so much for watching. Goodbye!